Okay, I'm on camera, Nick is on camera, and Nick and I have already had a listing presentation. We did the needs analysis. It's time to close. So Nick, you ready to get started?
Yeah, everything you said sounds good.
Mhm.
Just concerned because we've been offered less commission.
Okay, yeah. Just curious, on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'll time out every so often during this. In real life, I probably wouldn't use a 1 to 10 right now because he's already told me what his objection is, but I want you guys to see the entire presentation. In real life, you might just get, I like what you said, but I'm not ready. So you're not really getting the objection. So let's just pretend I didn't get it so that you can see this part of it. Okay, Nick, I understand. Just curious, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you don't like anything I said, you can't wait for me to leave, and 10 being I'm the right agent for the job. Where are we at?
I think you're the right agent. I would say it's about a 9 or 10. The main concern is commission.
Cool, got it. Okay, so off script again, I want you to pay attention to the embedded commands in this conversation as well. So study neuro-linguistic programming, study embedded commands, and I'm the right agent for the job. Embedded command, right? Okay, so I'm a 9?
Yeah.
And other than the commission, right?
Other than the commission, you're the right agent.
Okay, so if I were willing to discount my fee, would you hire me today?
Yes,
Cool.
I think so.
Yeah, so 5%?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I were willing to list your house for 5%, you're ready to hire me today.
Yes.
Great, excuse my voice. So Nick, that's awesome. And can I tell you why that concerns me?
Sure.
Yeah, you see, when somebody asks me if I'm willing to negotiate my fee, I'm also hearing them ask how good of a negotiator I am. And you see, the good news for you is I'm a really good negotiator, right? I mean, if I were willing to give away my money that I use to support my family that quickly, how quickly would I give up your money when we have an offer on your home?
That makes sense.
Right? I mean, I know you want to list your house for $700,000. That's the price we discussed, correct?
Mhm.
And you have a bottom line. In other words, when you get an offer, there's an amount you'll accept versus choosing not to sell your home. And I think you shared with me that that number was 685. You said 690 and then you said 685. So 685, your home is sold. Sure. Right? Now, here's what's going to happen if you hire that limited service discount agent that's willing to discount their fee. They're willing to give away their money that they use to support their family quickly. They're going to get an offer on your home for 670. And their response is going to be, that's awesome, because I know he'll take 685. Now, you just sold your home for 685 when you could have sold it for 700. I mean, if you had a great negotiator working for you like me, you could have sold your home for 700 and you sold it for 685. You lost $15,000 trying to make an extra 7,000. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Mm-hmm. Right. And Nick, if you're asking me if my fee is negotiable, right? Because that's the question.
Yeah.
The answer is yes, it is,
Okay.
just not today.
Okay.
You see, what I mean by that is when we have an offer, if I need to give up money in order to make the deal work, I will, because I'm a deal maker, not a deal breaker. And if I could get $700,000 for your home in 30 days or less, isn't that better than 685 in 90 days?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So you ready to get started?
I mean, we feel like the right buyer is going to be interested in our house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get it. And I agree with you, by the way. See, the good news for you is I really want to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have to work for you.
Okay.
If I had to get your listing, I tell you anything you wanted to hear just to get your listing. And because you've met with some other agents, met with some agents that are a little bit more desperate and they're willing to tell you anything you want to hear just to get your listing.
Sure.
And you see, they win even if your home doesn't sell. They win if it takes 90 days to sell your home versus 30 days to sell your home. They win if your home sells for $685,000 versus $700,000. And for me, it has to be a win-win or it's no deal. Now, if I got $710,000 for your home, if we could get multiple offers and we sold your home for even more than $700,000 and we sold it in less than 30 days, are you making more money with me or more money with the discount agent?
More money with you.
Yeah, of course. Then who should you hire?
You.
You ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we got the listing. We got it at 6%. Yes. Now, one of the conversations that happens that follows this up is, okay, John, you told them you're willing to give, you told them you're willing to negotiate your fee when there's an offer, right? So let's fast forward and let's have a conversation about what happens when there's an offer. So real life, we get an offer for $680,000, right? And I call Nick and my call is, hey, Nick, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. I've got great news. It's always great news. Always great news. Let's say the offer comes in at 670, not great news. However, we get an offer for 670. Nick, great news. Nick's response is, really, what's up? We have an offer on your home. His response, I'll play both parts here. His response is, what's the offer? My response is 670. His response is, John, that's not great news. I told you, blah, blah, blah. Now, my response to that is going to be, that's cool. Nick, we have three choices here. We can accept the offer, which I know you're not going to do. You can reject the offer, and I'll tell him to go jump off a bridge. Or you can counter the offer. Now, I would encourage you to counter the offer, right? I mean, we got a fish on the hook. Let's get it in the boat. So tell me what a counter offer looks like that would cause you to sell your home.
I mean, I would say, well, I'm kind of firm on my price. We're asking this price because there's a certain amount that we want to net to buy our next place. Seeing that it's so early, we want to stay at our price right now.
Okay, so what's your counter?
700. Do you think that they'll come up a little bit?
I don't know. See, if I call them back and I give them the counter offer of 700, they can do one of three things. They can accept your offer. Congratulations, your home is sold.
Yeah.
They could give you a counter, which is good news. The fish is still on the hook.
Yeah.
Or they could not respond or reject your counter offer and fish gone. We're looking for another fish. Now, my question to you is, if they came up to 695, what would you do?
I would accept it.
Yeah, there you go. Then can I give you a suggestion?
Yes.
I would give them a counter offer of 695,000. At least show that you appreciate their offer and you want to sell your house, right? Okay, so off script real quick. One of the things that can happen in this conversation is sometimes the seller can get angry. They can get angry because they feel like somebody's trying to steal their home. And they get angry at the person who made the offer. Your response to that is, sure, you know, Nick, I got it, 670, you don't like the offer. And rather than getting angry at the person who gave you an offer of 670, why don't we be angry with everybody who looked at your house and didn't give you an offer? I mean, out of all the homes they looked at, they chose yours to make an offer. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if they come back and accept 695, you sell in your home?
Yes.
Cool. All right, so I call the other agent. And Michelle, you're the other agent. Hey, Michelle, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty, great news. And Michelle says, what's the great news? I've got a counter offer for you. And I share with her that the counter offer is $695. Her response is, John, that's not great news. Our offer was $670. The buyer's not going to come up to $695. Now, I'm completely unattached to this deal during the entire conversation. I'm unattached with Nick. I'm unattached with Michelle. My mindset is I really don't care. Now, I care because I want to get the job done for my client, but I don't care for me. I'm going to sell 10 homes every single month, whether I sell Nick's home or not. That's my mindset. So I'm not attached to this deal. I'm not attached to my negotiation with Michelle. Her buyer takes a walk. Who cares? We'll find another one. All right, back on script. So Michelle, I understand your buyer offered $670. The counter offer is $695. Can you talk to your buyer and see what they'll do?
I can talk, but I don't know they're willing to come up that high.
No worries. Just let me
talk.
Yeah, just let me know. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Now, she comes back and she gives me a counter offer. Guys, it's not going to go on all day, I promise you. She gives me a counter offer of $690. We're going to accept this one, okay? This is where you're going to ask me to give up money though, okay?
Yeah.
So, hey, Nick, John Dietz, I've got great news.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
They came up to $690. Isn't that awesome?
It's good, but we were thinking, remember when we met and you said that you might be willing to reduce your commission because that was important to us? We'd be selling it a little bit lower than we're comfortable at.
Okay.
So we were wondering what you would be able to offer us.
Fair enough. So we've got a gap between the asking price and the offer.
Yeah.
And that gap is $10,000,
Yes.
right? If we split that gap 3 ways, in other words, $3,000, if I can get the buyer to come up $3,000 and I'll give up $4,000 of my commission, would you be willing to accept $3,000 less in order to get the deal done? In other words, if we could split this $10,000 difference 3 ways.
So the buyer would chip in, you would chip in, and then I would chip in 3.
You got it.
For $3,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would.
Okay, then deal done. Congratulations, your home is sold. Okay, you can go sit down. Everybody give Nick a great big hand. Nick, and real life, I'm calling Michelle back and I'm letting her know these are the terms. We agreed on a sale price of, well, I would let her know if the buyer will come up $3,000, the deal's done. I'm not asking Michelle to give up any money. I don't ask the other real estate agent to give up money. That's not my job. Now, I've had those conversations, but that's not today's conversation. I'm letting her know that if the buyer will come up another $3,000, they've got this house. Now, it's my job to help Michelle make a new decision based on new information as well. It's also my job to give her the ammunition she needs in order to help the buyer make a new decision based on new information. So Michelle, I know the market we're in, holy cow. I know you've been looking at lots of homes. You've probably written quite a few offers. And here's your options. The buyer can either come up $3,000 and we've got a deal and they've got the house they want to buy, or you could start over again showing them more homes. Now you're waiting for me to say something else. There isn't any. That's it. Now it's Michelle's job to go to her buyer and help them come up $3,000 so they could purchase this property. Now me as a real estate agent, I gave up $4,000, right? And 1% of $700,000 is $7,000. I didn't give up 1%, which I would have had to do at the listing table in order to get the listing. I gave up roughly half of that. And it's not always that. Sometimes it's maybe $2,000. See, when customers ask you to discount your fee, as a real estate agent, you think in terms of percentages. I know you do. And think in terms of dollars. If I discount my fee by $1,000, will you accept this offer? I'm a deal maker, not a deal breaker. When we have an offer on your home, if I need to negotiate my fee in order to get the deal done, I will, because I'm a deal maker, not a deal breaker. And absolutely, I'll give up $1,000 in order to get this deal done. Do we have a deal? Now, learning these conversations, mastering these conversations, first of all, it's going to get you the listing versus not getting the listing. And you're going to put $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 more money per deal in your pocket because you're a skill-based realtor versus someone who's winging it and giving up money to get the deal done because somebody somewhere told you, well, half a loaf is better than no loaf at all. Something is better than nothing. If I can get 1%, I'm happy because 1% is better than nothing. All right, raise your hand. Talk to me. What'd you hear? Go ahead, Diane.
It's just a reminder. I mean, you've been saying this all along since even